Well, welcome everybody. We're going to have Barbara tell us our statement of intent.
Drove all this way. Okay. We are fortunate to have a variety of speakers for our Sunday services. By using guest speakers, we gain wisdom from all those who share. This is a church where you can worship the God of your own understanding, a place to experience joy and be uplifted. Woo! A place where we can gain strength and inspiration to share with all we meet throughout the week. We invite you to join us in the celebration of life, to nurture your spirit and enjoy the company of kindred souls.
Amen. Amen. All right. So at this time, Barbara is our pianist today. So she is going to be playing for us our opening hymn, which is Let There Be Peace. Hold on, she needs the glasses. Lovely. All right. Our invocation for this morning. Source Creator, raise us up each and every day to feel divine love, to open to divine love, and to express divine love through us in all we do. And at this point, we are going to play a song from Barbara Ryman, who is one of the two performers for our upcoming fundraiser. So we wanted you to get a taste of what Barb's music is like. We all know what Barbara's music's like. So Barb Ryman, we're going to play a song of hers called Unicorns and Castles.
Enthralled with life as a little girl, I looked at it from twirls and swirls, somersaults and big cartwheels in my festival of magic. I envisioned kings and queens, princesses and dragon seas, sandbox kingdoms full with scenes of unicorns and castles. Fantasy, but I knew better, I believed, I remembered, I retrieved a life with wizard's elves and me. We could do most anything by wishing it to be, and then look up here, oh look my friend, I've sprouted wings to fly with. We were enchantingly free, living blissfully. Later on, the veils came down, a grown-up person I'd become. Memories faded, lips turned down in solemn contemplation about the life that I could make within the rules of church and state, within the limits that were placed on fairies long forgotten. I long to be enchantingly free, living blissfully. Now my eyes are bright and old, I find my wisdom taking hold. It comes not from my grown-up toil, but unicorns and castles. And everything my childhood grew in sandbox kingdoms, it was true. Now I know I always knew, I only had forgotten. I am enchantingly free, living
All right, well, I'm Brewer, like you didn't know. And I am the president of the Board of Trustees. Our speaker today is Julie Venus, and her topic today is Metta, or in parentheses, loving kindness, as our responsibility. So we will be talking about that in just a little bit. And just our announcements now. Obviously, the Unity Book Group, every Monday night, we're reading the book Menus for Impulsive Living. If you want, Carol's book copy is up here. You can take a look at that. Pam is in the back here, and she has told me that we're canceling the October 7th and October 14th workshops, but they will be rescheduled. So keep that in mind in case you're interested in doing those workshops. And you can, I think we still have this downstairs, right? So you can look at that. But the second workshop is tarot cards for beginners, and that she will continue to hold on the 21st. And you said that you will be teaching some of these classes on Zoom also? Yeah, she's working on that. So keep that in the back of your mind if you want to do them on Zoom. All right, the other thing is that she has generously donated to us for part of her service to the church. She will do free tarot readings.
Just an intuitive consultation based on
Oh, okay. Free consultations on the 26th after our service and our meeting. So it's going to be a big day. And she's going to do free readings if you can show proof of your membership. So make sure, speaking of membership, okay. This is the form that you fill out in the back, whether you're a member or not a member yet. Fill this form out because this way we know we have all your updated information. Also, that just means that we have a record of that. Also, we do have the little envelopes on here, oops, sorry. It says right on there, if you want your donation for the day to go towards your membership, we can track you that way, but this has all your full information, like your email address, okay, and that kind of fun stuff, so we can get a hold of you and your phone number. So yes, keep using the envelopes if you want to do a little bit, every month or every week or whatever, and then just put yes for membership on there. There are also other ways to become a member. You can work with our supporting our church fund thing. It's becoming a sustaining member. So you can have it automatically withdrawn from your account through PayPal or whatever. And there are multiple different choices for that particular way of helping fund our church and keep your membership open and up. All right, so that is my spiel about membership. We could go on for hours about it, but.
I have a quick question about
yes.
membership on these envelopes. Like I filled one out, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Do I have to do all of the monies that I want to go towards my membership every time, or?
Yeah, just circle it. Yeah, or just say yes.
So I have to keep using the envelopes.
Well, you can give money anytime.
Well, I know, but I just didn't know if you needed it to be in the envelope.
No. You don't have to have it. You can just.
Waste your envelope.
Well, we got plenty. So yeah, the envelopes just are helpful because that way we can get it. You got to put your name on there, but that's one thing you didn't think about. Oh no, it is on there. Okay. Anyway, so membership. Now, let's see. Fall fundraiser. Barbara's going to talk about that.
All right, the fall fundraiser. Now, when we were coming out of COVID, and we kind of, our book sales and all our fundraiser stuff wasn't quite doing it for us. So we decided as a board to do some other stuff, like do some events. And I think the first one we might have done was the Valentine's, Lasagna and Love. And we learned a whole bunch from that one. And then last fall, we did the harvest dinner, which was basically me getting to be in the kitchen for 3 days and my wildest dreams coming true of cooking a huge meal for all the people I love. So that worked. And then, so this year, we were going to do the chili cook-off, but nobody was signing up. So we thought we would just do this idea that I've been wanting to do for a while. It's just a fundraising concert on Saturday night. I'll be here for a bit of it, and Barb Ryman, who you just heard, is absolutely wonderful. I've known this woman most of my adult life. We've been traveling in the same singing circles around, and then she also has a side thing that she does, which is she travels around the country to rivers, and she does the blessing of the waters and ceremonial, sacred ceremony at the rivers to help she's been called to the rivers. So she has a whole bunch of experiences there, and we were water protectors together too for several summers. And she also has a son who you're gonna wanna go look up on YouTube. His name is Tommy Ryman, and he's a comedian, and he's absolutely hilarious in the most, I wouldn't say clean cut, but it's like, it's just good humor. And he has a whole bit about his mom and the rivers, right? He's got this whole bit. But I mean, he's got HBO specials and stuff. So we're gonna be here. We'll start at 6:30. Don Hewitt?
Do it.
Do it. I'm sorry. He's going to open up with some comedy and such, right? And then Barb and I will be sharing the stage. We'll be doing some sing-alongs. I'll be doing a very rare public appearance here of my own music. And so I hope you all come, and we'll have dessert afterwards and coffee. And it'd be a great opportunity to get people that you know in the community to come and see what our church is all about. So, yeah. All right.
That's going to be October 25th. That's the day before our annual meeting. That way she'll be here for that too. Okay, so also at the fundraiser, we have the concert and we have Don DeWitt doing some great humor. We also have the cookies and sweets downstairs afterwards and the silent auction. So if you have some items that you would like to put into the silent auction, now's the time. Get it to us so we can have it ready for it beforehand. Also, if there's anything else, if you can think of any company that you think might want to donate something to us, let me know. I have a generic letter saying, "Dear company," and I can change that. It's like one of those easy things on the computer these days. So, dear company, we'd like you to donate something to our auction, and we can send it out to them. So if those are the things that are going on, folks. So that's what we're doing.
And services too.
What?
Services. I'm going to have a reading at the auction.
Oh, that's right. She's going to do readings at the auction.
Donate something.
Yep, so yeah. All right, so then, I don't have very many other announcements here, but we've got to go through them. All right, so Sunday questions. Since you weren't here last week, I don't think anybody stuck around. Cassandra, you got to be here. No, it's a imperative. No, anyway, so they are printed out in the weekly email. However, here they are again, just in case you haven't read them. And you can cogitate on your answers to these questions and then discuss them after lunch. Are you able to be alone with yourself? Is it important and why? That's the first one. Number 2 is, if you could have anyone speak at our church, who would you invite and why? So think about those things. And those will be the Sunday questions that will be under discussion after or near the end of lunch. All right, so next week is going to be the second Sunday of the month, and I'm sure most of you have already noticed, but we put up a little sign saying second Sunday. The lunch donations go to Second Harvest on every second Sunday of the month. So just a heads up to remind you, if you want to bring a little extra money, you can always give it to Second Harvest Food Shelf through the donations at our potluck table. And this is next week's speaker will be Chuck Crum, and his topic is being present while will be increasingly important in this shift of consciousness. So that's what he will be speaking about next week. And I think that's it for the announcements. So let's move on to our principles. You'll find the principles on the white card. All right. We believe God is the eternal source and creator of all and is present in everything. Our eternal soul, endowed with free will, grows through many lifetimes. Communication occurs between the physical and spiritual worlds. Prayer and meditation strengthen our connection to the divine. All healing comes from Source. Seeking this for ourselves and compassion for others' suffering is the highest priority. Because we are all one, what we do unto others, we do unto ourselves. The choice of love is always open for every soul. Living these principles leads us to grow in divine love. Now, at this time, do we have any healing and requests? Come on up. Yes, you do. Because the microphone picture's right there, honey.
Hi, I have a girlfriend named Peggy, and her granddaughter, Lexi, is pregnant. And she went in for her 20-week ultrasound, all excited, and took the big brother to be along, and they got very devastating news. And it's a very rare thing, but the baby has, and I may say this wrong, fetal pineal glastoma or blastoma. It's a form of cancer on the brain. So they're dealing with that, and she's a pretty young mom, and she's holding up pretty well. And all of her appointments now, she has to go to the Mayo Clinic, and she will have to deliver there because it's a very extreme case. So they need your prayers. Thank you.
I've been bringing Harriet's name for us to pray for. And please continue to pray for Harriet. She's now in the hospital, and they're figuring out what some of the things are. And so just lift her up. She's going to be in the hospital, and then she'll be at Ecumen for a while. So we'll all just lift her up. Thank you.
This is not for healing, but I'm launching a new company, and I've invested all of my life savings into it, and it's in the very infant stages, and I want to lean on you guys to just help me bring this forward. So it's like a line of products that are very clean, so we can stop slathering ourselves in chemicals, and yeah, I just really could appreciate your help and your prayers. Thank you.
Well, and all of your things will help us heal. Susan Speas needs our prayers. Kathleen, what's going on with her? Numerous things.
All kinds of systems in her body are having trouble, but she also had some kind of operation on her foot. So there's something going on with her foot. She's wearing a cast, so.
Okay, so she's got numerous things going on, plus she's had surgery on her foot, and that she has a cast on, and she needs all of our prayers for getting back to normal.
Who is this?
Susan Speas. And then any other prayer requests? So at this time, can I get somebody to bring forward the bowl from the back of the healing bowl from the back? It's too early for the offertory, Denise. Yeah, yeah. Perfect, thank you. So at this time, on your white card, there's the prayer for spiritual healing. So at this point, let's read together the prayer for spiritual healing. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help with both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. We put our trust in the love and power of God. So at this time, Julie's going to ring the singing bell for us for a moment, and then we'll sing in the silence. At this time, Julie is going to do our presentation today, and she's going to do her meditation in the middle. So we're changing things up just a little bit. So Julie Venus.
Thanks, everyone. I'm really glad to be here. The title, Metta, or loving kindness, is our responsibility. Maybe sounds a little heavy or hard, like a responsibility. We've got to do this thing. But I think today is going to be a little more like story time with Julie. I'll tell you a few stories about how I came to Metta meditation and how it's been important in my life. And then we'll draw some threads together, pull them together to just understand how that then becomes a method for us to sort of pay it forward as we move through life. So I'm going to start by reading a portion of the Metta Sutta, which is one of the Buddhist suttas. It's a discourse on loving kindness. May all beings be well and safe. May their hearts rejoice. Whatever beings there are, weak or strong, long or short, big, medium-sized or small, subtle or gross, those visible or invisible, residing near or far, those that have come to be or have yet to come, without exceptions, may all beings be joyful. Let one not deceive nor despise another person, anywhere at all, in anger and ill will. Let one not wish to harm another. Just as a mother would protect her only child with her own life, even so let us cultivate boundless thoughts of loving kindness towards all beings. Let us cultivate boundless thoughts of loving kindness towards the whole world, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, free from hatred and enmity. Whether standing, walking, seated, or lying down, as long as one is awake, develop this mindfulness. This, they say, is the divine abiding here. May it be so. And so, if you've heard of Metta, maybe it is through the Buddhist teachings. It's one of the 4 Brahma Viharas, or 4 virtues. And we know that the Buddha didn't teach Buddhism. He taught ways to liberation. And this is one of those teachings called the Metta Sutta. And in Pali, metta means loving kindness or universal love. Sometimes it's translated as friendship, which has different connotations in the Western world. But we don't only see this teaching in Buddhism, we see it in the ancient sages pre-Buddha's time, we see it in the Hindu Upanishads, we see it in Jainism, it's Maitri in the Sanskrit language. In Christianity, we see it as love your neighbor and love your enemy. So we see this in all these different traditions. And I always feel like when I see something that keeps showing up in all these different places, like that's when I know that something is really, there's some kernel of real truth and goodness in that. So that has become what Metta has become for me. But I'm going to tell my story, and of course I've talked about all these traditions that are deeply rooted in South Asia and Southeast Asia. I clearly am a white woman from Western culture, so know that that is what my story is through that lens. But so I had been meditating regularly for years, but I didn't really have like a particular focus to it. It was somewhat random. And I was going through a really tough time in my life, and a friend she's like, you're a meditator, here's a great recording for you. I think you might like this one. And she shared with me a Metta meditation by Sharon Salzberg. And I don't know if you know who Sharon Salzberg is, but you know, she was one of the founders of the Insight Meditation Society. She went over and studied in India and Burma. And And I listened to this recording and I thought, oh my gosh, okay, here's like a real meditator. This is like a real human being. You know, she's got her Eastern accent. She's like, don't worry about it. You know, so I just was like, okay, this is a meditator I can get behind, because it was some of the other meditation techniques and speakers I had heard were like a little too soft, maybe just not as grounded and not as like real. And that was just what I needed in that moment. So anyway, I started doing that meditation daily, and I probably did it daily for 5+ years, you know, and there's these series of phrases that you go through. And so I probably said these phrases thousands and thousands of times. It just became like my comfort blanket. I just really, really loved this meditation. And so I'm continuing to do this meditation, maybe not every day, but I did it when I lived in different places. I ended up moving overseas for a year. I was living in Cambodia, and I was meditating regularly at the Wat there, the temple there. And, but again, kind of still doing some mostly Vipassana technique, but not super focused, and I wanted to go deeper. And so I went and did a 10-day retreat, which maybe some of you have heard of S.N. Goenka's teachings, Goenka-ji. And so I went and did a 10-day retreat, which turns out there's a meditation center like 4 hours from here that you could do the same thing, but I was over in Cambodia and went and did it in Thailand. But anyway, and it's 10 days of silent retreat or silent for the participants. And for me, it was brutal. I had never done that level of meditation, like 10 days, and you're doing like 10 to 12 hours of meditation a day. And like my body, I was surprised at how my body just hurt. And I was like, it's so hard to sit. How is this? But yeah, man, was it hard. But I also, of course, found these beautiful glimmering moments of like that ultimate interconnectedness that is just amazing and beautiful. And so anyway, at the beginning of the 10th day, a recording of Goenka-ji, the teacher's voice, comes on, and he's saying these same phrases that I've been repeating in my head and listening to for years. And all of a sudden, there they are, and I'm like, what is this? Because I had no idea. I had only known it as Sharon Salzberg's teaching, and had not, in my own way, done the research to find out where that had come from. And so, yeah, so I was just completely taken aback. And there they were, these beautiful phrases, and he framed it as the sharing of the merits. So now here we are, we've done these days of what to me felt like brutal meditation. And it's like, okay, now that we've found these things and done these things for ourselves, peace and mindfulness we've found for ourselves, now it's your obligation or your responsibility to share it more widely with those around us and eventually to all beings. And so, you know, I'm living in this collectivistic society rather than our individualistic society. And it's like, well, of course, when we have something beautiful and amazing, we want to be sharing it as widely as possible. So that was just amazing and beautiful for me. And those same phrases kind of showing up. And then those connections just all fell into place for me in knowing this deep, deep tradition of what this is in all these different traditions. And then this concept, it sounds cliche, but it's essentially the pay it forward, also this idea of you can't pour from an empty cup, put on your own oxygen mask before you help the person next to you. So essentially, like, take care of yourself too and first, so that you then can take care of others. And so those senses of responsibility really came in deeply for me at that moment, and have sat in me since then. So after all those stories, what is the actual practice of metta? Maybe many of you have done this before and maybe have deeper practices than I do, deeper understandings than I do. But I thought we could take a few moments today and actually engage in this practice as our meditation, a metta meditation. What we're going to do is be gathering all of our positive intention for just some moments, and then choosing 3 or 4 phrases to offer to first ourselves, and then we'll expand that, and I'll walk you through all of those steps, but silently repeating these phrases in our minds. I'll walk you through that as well. Yeah, so if you want to take a moment and just settle in, if you aren't already, get settled in your body, make yourself comfortable. It might be helpful to ground your feet if that works in your body. Taking a few deep breaths. You can have your eyes open or closed, whatever works best for you. Again, gathering your positive intention as deeply as you can, knowing that we're coming to this space with different levels of where we are with those intentions. And choose 3 or 4 phrases similar to, may I be safe, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I live with ease. So those things in our day-to-day lives, may there be less struggle, less suffering, may I live with ease. So repeating these phrases silently in your head, may I be safe, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I live with ease. And now bringing someone to mind who's been a positive force in your life. They might be someone who's inspired you, someone who, when you think of them, you feel a little bit of joy. They might even bring a smile to your face. Might be someone that you know in real life or someone that you've heard of. And offer these similar phrases to them. May they be safe. May they be happy. May they be healthy. And may they live with ease. May they be safe. May they be happy. May they be healthy. And may they live with ease. And consider bringing to mind someone who's struggling. We heard some names earlier today who we might want to bring to mind. Might be a person or an animal. This might be a country or a group of people that we know are struggling. And offer this same intention, gathering all of our intentions. May they be safe. May they be happy. May they be healthy, and may they live with ease. And now I invite you to bring someone to mind who you may not see really regularly in your life. Might be someone you see now and then, like a clerk at the grocery store, or someone you see when you're out walking your dog, someone who lives in your apartment building that you see in passing. Bring that person to mind and offer them this same offering of goodwill. May they be safe. May they be happy. May they be healthy. And may they live with ease. And you can consider bringing someone to mind who isn't so easy for you in your life. Might be someone that you maybe have small bickering arguments with. Consider not bringing your archenemy to mind yet, but consider bringing someone to mind who you might struggle with a little bit when you encounter them. And see if you can offer them these same phrases. May they be safe, be happy, be healthy, and live with ease. And if that's too difficult for you, then you might be the individual experiencing suffering at that point. Then offer those phrases back to yourself. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. And may I live with ease. And now, again, gathering all your positive intention behind this, see if you can expand your awareness to all beings, near or far, all those different groups that we heard when we read the Metta Sutta, beings that are here, close with us, far, far away, have been born, have yet to be born, above and below, everywhere in between all of these things. See if you can offer to all beings. May all beings be safe. May they all be happy. May they all be healthy. And may they all live with ease. And you can begin bringing your awareness back to this room. You can move your body in whatever way will bring you back into this space, whether that's the movement of your fingers and toes, hands and feet, arms and legs and torso, and bringing yourself back into this space with all of these beautiful beings around us right in this room. Thank you. And I know that for many of you, that was not your first time practicing metta meditation, and hopefully it won't be your last. But it's my understanding that this is a practice to be shared as widely and with all. I have heard from S.N. Goenka, from Sharon Salzberg, from their teachers back and back and back and back in these ancient traditions, that this is a tradition that is designed to be offered widely. And so if it's something that calls to you, of course, feel free to take it to your daily life. It's one that for me has really led me to an embodied feeling of interconnectedness and interdependence. And that's also what helps feed that sense of responsibility to be taking care of myself and wishing this goodwill for all others and doing the work to help them get to a place where they can experience happiness, peace, well-being, ease. It's a call to action, really, and that, again, that sense of responsibility. So there's no agenda behind this in trying to get something for ourselves, but again, it's just an offering of all of the merit and the privilege that we have had and being able to offer that goodwill to others in equal measure. Thank you.
Oh, that was so lovely. Thank you so much. So at this time, can I get a couple of people to bring forth the offering baskets? You're not moving. Come on, Denise. There we go. Come on up, Jerry. Great. Come on over here, Jer. Speak into the microphone for us.
All right. And so we have gathered together today to be the spiritual beings that shares with each other. And breathe in easily and deeply through your body. Feel your heart. A heart of light, compassion, love, peace, and joy. Keep breathing easily now to share it with everyone here too. Feel it go just out to all the spirits that are here together. Light, compassion, love, peace, joy. In living every day and everything here today for all of us together forever. Amen.
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 Amen. All right. Thank you, Jerry. All right. So at this time, we're going to sing a hymn. Barbara's going to play. It's We Gather Together. 313 in the book.
And service His will is now done. His word ever stressing, His wonder expressing. Sing praises to the Father. We know we are one. Within us abiding, God ever guiding. Ordain and maintain your true kingdom divine. From the beginning, Christ we are winning. O light, reveal the way. O love, in us shine. We come to sing praises with glad hallelujahs, and know that in giving our blessing shall be. Let this congregation proclaim the new creation. In spirit we are one, in Christ we are free.
Thank you, Michael. All right. So at this time, let's read our church affirmation, which you'll find on the white card. You ready? I ask the great, oh, sorry, the wrong one. Right, okay. We totally accept the belief that God is in charge of the affairs and direction of Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church. As our thoughts of trust and joyful anticipation join in harmony with the thoughts of all members of this fellowship, we attract the right ministerial leadership and people to our spiritual community, and we are grateful. All right, so closing hymn or prayer. Source Creator, help us each and every day to find the best expression of our soul, to be rewarded in our lives with the flow of abundance to keep us safe, protected, supported, and have all of the benefits of financial security to help us to continue expressing the highest version of ourselves without fear and without worry. So at this time, let's gather in our circle and we will sing God Be With You as soon as we get all circled up. Come on up. Not quite there. Come on, get a little closer here. There you go. You don't have to stretch you out like a pretzel. Thanks, everybody.
I missed the back.